This is Hanging Heavy.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another quarantine clean your butthole. I'm your boy Desecrator, and as you could tell by the new intro that was recorded by my lovely close friend Dirty Sanchez, aka Dirty Ranch, aka Ruby Tuesday. Yeah, I'm trying a little something else out. That way I'm not going to be like, what's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Hey, what's up, guys? The same old tired bullshit. So yeah, for those of you that are new, I apologize, but you kind of stumbled upon this clusterfuck of an idea. But this is Hanging Heavy, the podcast where the conversation can get as heavy as the host. And that's me, your boy Desecrator, for the 15th time. Today, for a fucking change, I've got none other than the BMX champion of Canada. He's won multiple prizes, fucked many of your bitches. My boy, the White Carlton. my
I
esteemed.
don't touch BMX, man. You don't know me at all.
Oh, mountain bike. My bad. Fucking same shit.
Nah, you see, BMX is all about, it's a very hard life, hard in the joints, just like hard in general. People who ride BMX are hard as fuck, too.
Hard on the
I'm
asshole.
a soft boy. I need the suspension. I need
the-
something to suck it up,
I need
I need
those-
something to plow into.
I need those chucks.
Dip.
But yeah, I got my boy. Sorry, I fucked up your intro by saying you were a BMX bitch. Sorry for those BMX riders, but what the fuck are you, 12 years old? Fucking grow up and get a real man's bike. Talking about those aerospace titanium grade $4,000 bicycles. With the
More than that.
with
And
the
I mean, you might as well just go full road bike, I mean, shaving your legs seems like a pretty cool thing to do, to be
Hey.
honest.
It's not because I like it, it's because it makes me aerodynamic.
Yeah, fun fact, it's actually not for aerodynamics. It's because if you eat shit and you get road rash, you
Yeah.
don't have road rash growing in your hair.
Yeah, you don't have hair growing out of that fucking fucked up lasagna skin you've got growing.
Yeah, no, I just learned that like a few months ago. It gave me a whole new respect for it. Because, I mean, that's like the ongoing joke, right? All right, fucking pansies wearing spandex and you shave your legs for aerodynamics. But, yeah, no, it's just so, when you eat shit and you get a road rash, like, through your whole body.
Yeah.
Because you crashed at like 100K going down a hill. Like,
100K.
yeah.
Hold on. Hold up. Bring it back.
Hold up.
100K. He means 100K. He means 60 miles per hour for us.
60 miles an hour.
62 miles per hour for us ignorant Americans.
60.
It's 100 km slash h. That's kilometer per hour. It's 62.137 miles per hour. You fucking ignoramus.
Wow. Okay.
Hey, I got the power of the internet.
Let's get technical.
I wanna get physical. Oops. Sorry, my leotard is a little tight.
Because you got the big fat bush growing underneath, boy. You need
Hey,
shape.
I'm not worried about aerodynamics, dog. Hey, I'll be as slow as fuck, but you know what? I'm fucking powerful.
all about that cushion. Nah, you get rid of the hair, you wouldn't be as hot in Texas either, man.
Yeah, I used to have long fucking hair. Like, I mean, I'm 5'10". I mean, that's average height But
That's what your Tinder profile says, but like he
no,
means 5'8" people.
not Tinder, Grinder. But yeah, I'm 5'10", 5'11" on a good day. You know, if I'm feeling peppy, if I got a
If you
little.
got your platformers on.
No, no. If I got my platformers on, I can pass for a solid 6 foot, dog.
Oh.
If I got my inserts on, you know. No, but fucking so 5'10", 5'11" on a good day. If I got a little pep in my step and I'm what is it, humanus erectus or whatever the fuck. That's not the correct term, but whatever.
God dang it, Bobby!
I have a high school education, as you can tell. I'm not a smart man, but
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
fucking yeah. I had hair all the way to my ass. Now I have a longer torso than normal, so like I'm all torso and I have fucking stubby little legs. So I'm a freak of nature by trade, and I sell fish on the seashore. What the
Okay, but if you want to talk about hair to the ass, I was on a ferry ride to Vancouver Island and found an old high school friend who happened to live on the island and was going back. And so we got to bullshit and we got to drinking and stuff. And we came up with this character named Jan.
Jan?
Like a Scandinavian,
Hey, Jan.
kind of like Viking sort of character, right?
You can call me Jan.
Jan. And we were talking about what like the fucking most badass hair would be ever. And so what we had was full beard that connected into the chest hair, right? Like one
Oof.
continuous piece.
Like braided
went around
or?
the nipples. No, not braided yet.
Oh, yet.
Yeah, so
Okay.
so full beard, just natural beard down into the chest, right? And then around the nips, and then from the nips down, it braided, right? Straight down, it's like a line right down the abs into the pubic hair, and then it went around the testes and like straight up through the butt crack, all one continuous line, and then up the back. And you shaved everything else, but just a straight line up the back that connected into your hair.
What do they call that? Like the happy trail or something?
I don't know. It's like a mankini, but with just hair.
But of
basically.
human hair.
Like the Borat, but hair version.
Yeah, but just fucking coarse body hair.
Oh God! Like that would be. Would you imagine being at the beach and some dude like you woke up from like a beach nap? Like when you're, when you just pass out because
Yeah.
it's nice and sunny. You had a couple drinks, whatever, and you kind of like come to, and fucking yawn is just standing over top of you with this like dominating hairline, and you're like, oh fuck, that guy's got some crazy like. What is he wearing? And then you realize it's hair, and you're like, holy
Well, what
fuck,
kind of
this.
swimsuit is that? Okay, so let me ask you this. Jan, is he one of those skinny Scandinavians or he's one of those fucking stacked shit houses?
He's a big boy.
He's a beefy fucking man.
Yeah,
He's a
a few
Viking.
brick layers deep.
He's a Viking.
He's a Viking.
Yeah, okay. He's just a stacked shit house. That's what we call him down.
Hypothetical character, but I mean, like, if we got a yawn out there listening to this who's got the fucking like sick hairline, I mean, send pics. You censored or uncensored? I'd take either at this point.
And send that to hangingheavytx at gmail.
Nice.
It's kind of hard to shake.
Sorry, that was that went off, man.
Yeah. Okay. So fucking my hair was fucking long. So from my head, obviously, to my ass. So I mean, in feet length, I want to say it was like a solid 3 feet length of just fucking extra hair.
Whoa.
And so I'm also a bigger guy. So I'm already fucking radiating extra heat. And fucking I have thick fucking hair. So whenever I would go outside, I would fucking just be radiating heat, right? Um, it was hot outside, and it was even hotter if you were standing around me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But fucking, I could never have my hair down because it's so fucking long and so fucking dense that it would stick to my face, and I would just, it's like wearing leather, right? Like there was no breathability. Fucking, I would just be drenched in sweat and my hair would be soaked through. Not a fucking good feeling. Being a big dude, on top of being in Texas fucking summer heat, triple digit, basically almost year round. We get maybe 2, if we're lucky, if it's a good year, 3 months of decent weather that you could be outside and not fucking be miserable. But yeah, fucking, I had that hair for going on almost 15 years. I started growing it when I was the summer of being 14, going into high school to 15. So I started growing it after I got out of middle school, 8th grade, to high school, and I kept growing it ever since then, right? So, fucking, my hair was fucking long. If you ever met anyone and you didn't know who I was, but you wanted to know who I was, be like, the dude with the fucking long hair. It wasn't like, my hair was so notorious for being so fucking long, like it surpassed the fat dude. You know? Like, I wasn't even known as the fat guy. I was known as the dude with fucking long hair.
Nice. That's a better one. You upgraded.
I mean, I got rid of one stigma. Right? I mean, I was looked at as more than just a pile of meat.
Hey, at the end of the day, in massage school, they told me we're all just a pile of meat. So
we're just a bag of bones and meat.
Yep.
So yeah, fucking just having that extra hair fucking sucks. So my oldest sister got married, like, I want to say almost 4 years ago already, 3 years ago. And I decided, you know what? It's time for a fucking change. I'm tired of being hot when it's not even that hot. Like, my head is always constantly sweating when it's not even hot because of all this fucking hair. I felt like Pedro from Napoleon Dynamite. I don't know. My hair felt hot. So I cut my hair. So, yeah, my sister was getting married. And, you know, I thought, let me fucking one-up my sister on her special day.
Asshole.
I mean, she's already been married once. Bitch has 3 kids. It doesn't matter at this point.
Wow. It's a remix.
Wow, what a dickhead. Anyway, so instead of making it about her, I wanted it to make it about me, you know? So all of my siblings that I hadn't seen in certain years, I felt, wow, they're not going to recognize me, right? I'm going to be like that fucking... I'm going to turn from the beast to a beauty, you know? So I fucking cut my hair. And the chick that was cutting my hair, I went to a local barber shop, and like they're a pretty big deal, I guess. They've got like 5 or 6 locations. And like, this is the first time that I've been into a fucking place that cuts hair in 10 years, I want to say. Because I would trim my own hair at home and fucking... I wasn't planning on cutting it at any point until, yeah, I got fucking tired of it. So I was like, let me go get a fucking real haircut at a barber shop, right? And, I mean, this place is got 6 locations, and, like, they were built from the ground up, so they gotta be good, right? So I went, and the chick that cut my hair, she was like, so what, do you want me just to trim this, or... And I was like, no, I had my hair in a braid because I planned to donate it to Locks of Love or whatever fucking place you donate hair at. I'm not going to use it anymore. Might as well help some fucking kids. I was going to be the good guy for once instead of being selfish and fucking holding on to it for so long. And, like, I took care of my hair. That was the one thing that fucking chicks always complimented me, like, oh, your hair's so fucking soft. Like, what do you do to it? And I was like, well, I don't fucking do anything to it. I clean it and I fucking brush it. Stop dyeing your fucking hair.
Ain't that the truth?
So yeah, fucking, I had it braided, and she was like, well, do you want me just to cut it? And I was like, yeah, just cut it in front of the rubber band. And I want to save it. I told her, I was like, I'm gonna donate it. So yeah, try not to fucking hack into it. And since I have thick hair, like even with those big scissors that they use, like she fucking was fucking chopping down a tree with that shit. She was like,
Damn.
she had to cut like 6 times to get all the way around it.
Oh,
But at, like that last snip, like it felt like she kind of tugged on it, and like as soon as she pulled the hair away, like my neck was like, holy fuck.
dude, your neck must have been jacked from holding all that weight for so long.
Well, that, and I used to be a metalhead, so I would headbang a lot.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
like I have fucking thick neck syndrome.
Yeah.
Like my neck at one point was almost bulletproof. Like a lot of t-shirts and sweaters and shit. And I still kind of have this issue where like they're tight around the collar. That's why like I don't wear button-ups and fucking polos and shit, because they're a little tight. Your boy a little thick.
Dip, 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 dip.
So yeah, like she fucking cut that shit off, and I was like, whoa, my fucking neck can move freely, right? Like without a counterweight. So like that, and like I felt the sun on my scalp for the first time in so long. It felt weird, man. And I mean,
Yeah, like the longest I've ever had my hair is like a mullet. Like I got a pretty gnarly quarantine mullet going on right now. And I was out for a bike ride the other day, and like I didn't catch the breeze on my head, and I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is this? Like it's breezy out. Like
Yeah,
why
yeah.
can't I feel this? Like
No,
my head feels hot."
you felt like something tickling you, but there's nothing there. It's your wind flowing, the hair,
Yeah,
your hair
yeah.
flowing in the
And
wind.
I got too much hair right now, and it's not even remotely close to, like butt length, right? I'm barely at my shoulders right now, but
Ooh, you dirty
too
hippie
much
right
hair,
now.
man.
You're a dirty hippie right now.
Oh yeah, that's gross. You should see my mustache. I just shaved my beard, so I got like a mustache goatee going on. I look like a university professor
You know what you
that
should
would
have done?
sleep with the underage college chick.
You should have made yourself look as trashy as possible, since you're not gonna be like in public or like anywhere reputable.
Oh
You
no,
sh-
I'll send you a picture later. I'm looking pretty haggard.
You should have, yeah, fucking haggard. I love that word. You should have like done handlebar mustache or some shit.
I can't do handlebars. I'm trying to do the twirly, like a twirly stash
Yeah, yeah,
with the
yeah.
goatee.
The curly
you
Q
know?
or whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
You're trying to
it's
do the
dirty.
trying to do the steampunk.
Yeah, dirty hipster.
Yeah. So fucking. I mean, ever since then, I kind of just. I used to care about my hair so much that like it was a part of me. It was basically who I was. So getting rid of that safety blanket kind of put me in a world of fuckery. But
Yeah.
I got over it. Bobby Ray, when like I was contemplating cutting it at all, he was like, "Hey, guess what? It's just hair. If you don't like it, just don't cut it anymore." And when he told me that the first time, I was like, fuck you. You don't understand. This is not who you are. Like, you're not the fucking hair guy. I'm the hair guy. But
There was a point in my life where I was the guy that looked like Abe Lincoln.
what do you mean?
I had the nastiest pube beard, man. Like, it was really curly and gross looking, and like it looked like I just cut a bunch of hair off my testicles and plastered it all over my face. And people kept saying, they're like, "Oh man, like you look totally like Abe Lincoln." So I found a picture of him, and I did my hair like him, and I found like an outfit
the
that kind
side-
of worked with it,
the
and
side
I
part.
did like a side by side
Yeah,
head,
yeah.
like I did like a portrait picture. I'll send that to you later, because man, that's some funny shit. Like it, and that's how people knew me. Like people would see me around.
Whoopsie!
Oh, you're gonna have to censor that. That's my
Yeah,
hometown.
yeah, I'll
Yeah,
do
you,
that. I'll
you
do
gotta
that. I'll
censor
do that.
that shit. But anyways, they'd see me around my hometown, and like it'd be people from other high schools that I didn't know, and they're like, "Oh, you're the fucking Abe Lincoln guy."
Hey, we've heard about you. You're Lincoln guy, huh?
Yeah, totally. Small town, man. Like that shit really, it travels. That was when Facebook was really big, and you like somehow knew people from all the high schools,
Yeah.
even though you didn't go to them. Like it was a bizarre time, but that was me for about a year. I was the Lincoln kid,
Well, I mean that kind of
so I kind of know what you're talking about.
that, that
But
kind of that kind of brings me to something that I thought about. I was listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, not a sponsor, and they were talking about like Betamax and VCR and shit. And what is a technology that you grew up with that was like instantly fucking put on the shelf, like forgotten about, lost to the test of time?
Walkmans,
Walkmans, as in what?
like a portable CD
CD
player.
players, okay, yeah. Did you have one of the yellow ones, like the Sony Walkmans?
Mine was Sony, but it was silver.
Okay, so I still have mine.
Oh hell yeah!
The one that I grew up with did literally the best fucking portable CD player that I have ever used. I've had cheap ones, I've had more expensive ones than this one, but this one was a fucking tank, dude. I had it for so long that when skateboarding became like a real big thing for kids to do,
Yeah.
I tried taking it up, and this is when I learned that gravity doesn't help big guys. Fucking, I was trying to learn how to fucking ollie or kickflip or some shit, and in my backyard I have fucking pavement, right? It's just a slab of concrete, and I was trying this shit, and fucking I lost my shit. Right, it's time to go down. Gravity beats everyone eventually, and I fucking slammed hard on this fucking thing. Like it opened up, batteries fucking scattered everywhere. Hold on, let me play some fucking sweet ass music. Not the right music, but fuck it, I'll take it. So yeah, I was fucking slamming multiple times for hours, for weeks, right? And this thing fucking everything scatters everywhere. Fucking pick it up, put it back together, and pop it in, and it would still work. And I remember it so much that as a fucking fully grown adult, I said, you know what? I have to find this. Like, I have to have this. Even if people don't even use fucking CDs anymore, like, this was just, it was so reliable that, like, I felt like it deserved to be owned, you know? Like, and I use it every now and then when I buy CDs, because I still buy CDs. I'm a boomer.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I still buy CDs too.
And it's a Sony Discman ESP2 with digital mega bass, and the model number is the D-E200. I'll send you a picture of it right now when we're done recording. But dude, this thing was a fucking tank. Battle tested. Would never skip. It would, like, the whole thing had to fall apart before the fucking CD would skip, right? So, ever since that fucking trial and error, like, I'll fucking stand behind this one. So, like, 8 years ago, I was just reminiscing about shit like that, and I was like, man, they don't make shit the way they used to. Like, now you buy a fucking CD, a portable CD player, and it fucking falls apart, it fucking skips, it sucks dick.
Okay, but who's buying a portable CD player in 2020?
Well, I mean, this was 2015, 2014. Yeah. I mean, even then, who's buying CD players, right? Still, like, just the first thing that I thought, I was like, let me check on eBay, and no matter what it costs, I'm gonna fucking buy the same one that I had. Because I eventually broke the fuck out of it, right? Like the little fucking... There's a little window on the front that shows the disc spinning for whatever reason. That was the first thing to break off. It still functioned. Then the hinges broke, so like the spring didn't open the case anymore. You had to manually open it. The battery cover went missing. Eventually the fucking lid broke off, and that's when I gave up, right?
Yeah.
And that's when I went to go buy a bunch of cheap shit from RCA, JVC, and that was like the last greatest piece of technology that I bought until I got a Microsoft Zune. Do you remember those?
Is that the fucking like the triangle MP3 player that Neil Young backed?
What? No. Neil Young, what the fuck? No, so the Microsoft Zune was Microsoft's attempt to take down the iPod.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And personally, when the iPod launched, I fucking hated it. Like, the scroll wheel was cool and whatever the fuck. Those of you fucking old ass motherfuckers that remember the original
the
iPod.
Scroll wheels were something else. Yeah.
They were cool and all, but like, I fucking hated the UI for it. It was so cluttered. It was the dumbest shit, but it was a hot piece of tech. I mean, literally, the first fucking mass storage device that you could carry music on, right?
Man, do you remember the people who wouldn't have a good, like, clean music library, and you'd be scrolling through, and like that was at a time where like rap music was really big, so you always had featured artists on shit.
Yeah, and they were always the wrong artist.
And then featuring this person, and it's like none of it was organized because no one ever went through their iTunes properly. That was like the OCD in me. It drove me crazy. Someone's like, "Yeah, pick a song," and you're scrolling through the artists, and you're like, I can't fucking handle this, man. Like,
I can't find it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the one thing that I liked about the Zune. The Zune, I mean, it's Windows based, so I mean, who fucking had a Mac back in the day, or who even fucking went through their iTunes fucking bullshit library? Because even that shit was cluttered as fuck.
I did, but like with music, I was pretty OCD.
Yeah, so with the Zune, like basically it automatically organized. Everything had the file name. Whatever the file name went, it went into that category. So even if you went into random, as long as you knew what the file name was, like, you're golden. And fucking it had a touchpad and a click button, right? Like, so the touchpad was like, you could click it, so like you could navigate the touchpad up, down, left, right through all the menus. Yeah. And it had a back button and a play and pause button, and then on the sides it had volume up and down. Had a headphone jack.
Oh, I can totally picture it now. I totally know.
It was like a little, half of the original iPod. It had a little screen on it, but I mean, still, fucking, oh man, I loved that fucking thing. And nobody adopted it. So like, that fucking thing tanked right away. Everyone was all hot and bothered because, oh, the new iPod comes in pink and teal and whatever the fuck. I think the one that I had was like fucking chocolate brown or some shit.
Oh, caca brown.
Yeah, I had it in a sweet leather case though. So
nice.
There ain't no leather cases for iPods back in them days. And yeah, man. Yeah. So for me, it was the Zune. I mean, there was also the, what the fuck was it? I don't know if you remember it. It was like the mini disc. It was also made by Sony.
Nah, that one's not ringing a bell.
So the mini disc. Do you remember the PlayStation Vita or the PSP or whatever the fuck?
Yeah.
You know how it had like those little cartridges?
Yep.
So the mini disc was basically a small little floppy disk or micro disc in a case, and you like put it into this essentially adopted fucking cassette player, and that's what it was. So like, you could have like 8 tracks on a little fucking mini disc. And everyone was like, oh, this is the fucking future, this is the way to go, right? Yeah. And fucking everyone was like, oh fuck, my tits are fucking falling off because this shit is gonna revolutionize the music industry.
My tits are vibrating from electricity.
And then fucking the the iPod came out, and no one remembers them. No one remembers the mini disc. So shout out to those that do remember the mini disc.
The real OGs.
Yeah, my nephew had one, and I remember he was like, "Yeah, I spent like $120 on this." I was like, "What?
Ooh.
You spent that much?" And he's like, "Yeah, this is gonna be the hot new shit. Like everyone's gonna use this. This is gonna be the fucking jams from now on. This is the future of music." And I still remember, like, I thought, well, I mean, you have to get less music than you would on a CD, and like you have to use like the proprietary fucking instrumentation that Sony gives you. I was like, that shit's too restricted. Like, that shit sucks. And I told him, I was like, dude, you spent way too much money for that shit. Like, that's fucking garbage. Like, my CD player has more use than that. Like, I can play 13 songs. I can play over an hour of music, and you can only play fucking 5 tracks on that shit.
Yeah.
And you can't even make your own fucking discs, I don't think. Or maybe I'm ill-advised on that, but yeah, like, you couldn't burn your own CDs and use that shit. Because who had a fucking mini disc writer? That's fucking retarded. What the fuck? Do you remember floppy disks, right? You remember floppy disks.
Yep.
What the fuck were those other ones called? The zip drives?
Yeah.
Like the fucking floppy disk times 10 or whatever the fuck?
Yep.
Fucking zip disks are...
Man, I'd be curious to know how many megabytes those held. It
Nothing.
wasn't much.
Not like 8? A floppy disk was 8 megabytes?
Yeah, something like that.
Nothing. I think a zip had maybe fucking 24 or some shit. Hold on, let me pull that up. Zip drive. Is it zip? Yeah. It's a floppy disk. Okay, so the zip drive had at launch 100 megabytes, and then 250, and then they're maxed out 750.
Oh shit, that's quite a bit for what they were.
Let's see what the
those.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like floppy disks were. They were still used in like early 2000s, right? Like the floppy zip.
Yeah. The zips were like the future of floppy.
Yeah, so they would have been what, like early 2000s before they progressed to like USB. When did USB drives come in?
Okay, so the original floppy disk launched with 800 KBs.
Oh.
And then they upgraded to 2.8 MBs.
Wow.
And they were the high density floppy disk was introduced in 95. But let's go to zip drive. Zip drive, okay.
Do you remember the old games that were on like Windows 95 and stuff?
Yeah, you had to have like fucking 30 floppy disks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not a good time. Okay, so the final version of the zip drive or the zip disk, zip drive fell out of favor for mass portable storage during the 2000s. So yeah, I was in high school when we were still using zip drives. I graduated 05. Let's see, USB. Well, I mean, what do you want me to look up? Thumb drive?
Yeah, sure. Like just a general USB drive, like when they became kind of popular or introduced.
Let me see. USB thumb drive introduction. Instructions. No.
Because I remember using USB drives in high school.
Yeah, I used USB too.
Yeah.
Okay, so IBM became the first to sell USB flash drives in the United States in 2000.
2000. Oh shit.
And those initially were 8 megabytes. Whatever the fucking term was. Millibytes? Mega?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so... Yeah, okay. Dude, I remember when gigabytes was like the fucking. Oh, you could get fucking 2 gigabytes, 1 gigabyte on a thumb drive. Like, holy shit, we're in the future. Fucking people, minds were melting and shit.
Oh, it's yeah. To think like like a 8 megabyte fucking USB. That's a lot of songs like in a full 320 or FLAC. Like that's way bigger.
No
than 8
one
megabytes.
used FLAC. Calm your ass down, man.
Yeah, no, not back then. But like 320 has been around for a long time,
Let's see,
right?
8
But
mega-
that like a longer song is over 8 megabytes in 320.
Okay, so I put 8 megabytes. How much music? Yeah, 320 to fuck. What the fuck? Song storage, Jenny calculated by the space calculated by one of music. 1 megabyte per minute at 230 could double that. Okay. Well, you're not fucking having. How many megabytes is a typical song? Typical song running at 3.5 megabytes. So you could have fucking 3 songs, maybe max, on an 8 megabyte thumb drive. That's fucking nothing.
No, it's nothing. But it also depends like how it was ripped.
Yeah,
and
that's
how
true.
long the song is.
How it's
and,
compressed. And what if you were into Dream Theater?
Oh,
Had half a song?
yeah.
Sucks to be you. Oh, fuck, man. I like, is there any other antiquated technology that you can think of that came about or like died in your era? Because you're a little younger than me.
Oh, so there was so much stuff, man. Like VCR players were another one.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I've still got one kicking around because we got a bunch of like old Disney VCR and shit.
yeah, I have
But,
I have like 3 VCR combos.
Yeah. No, those were a hot commodity for a while.
Yeah.
The stuff like Tamagotchi and
Tamagotchi!
like those like the fucking
The virtual pet.
Yeah, virtual pet. Yeah, and you could like link them to your buddies and stuff. And
You know they brought those back, right?
did they?
I think like last year or the year before, yeah, they re-released the Tamagotchi.
Oh, what?
They're probably, Tamagotchi. Let me see. Yeah, Tamagotchi. Yeah, you can buy one. Let me go to Amazon real quick. You can buy a new version of the Tamagotchi for $40.
No way, man. Those were huge when I was
Oh, yeah.
like approaching the end of elementary school.
Yeah.
They were pretty big.
I had a transparent shell that was yellow. That was my boy, dude.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what my pet was, but
I think mine was a
lot of, like,
T-Rex.
oh,
I had
nice.
I had a cool one, yeah. I let that motherfucker
Nice.
die all the time.
Oh, of course. It's always what happened.
Yeah, you overfeed him and
And,
then he shits all over the place and you never clean it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Dude,
I know.
Tamagotchis fucking bred so many psychopaths.
Oh, probably.
But yeah, okay, so the
Yeah.
Tamagotchi, Furbies.
Oh, Furbies.
Do you remember
oh my
the
God, those were.
Do you remember
I
the
remember
Furby
Furby.
craze? People thought those shits were listening to you.
Yeah. No, The Simpsons made a huge episode about that.
And now that literally every smart device that you own does listen to you, no one cares. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know, right? It's
Times have changed.
times have changed. People just stop caring. I don't know. It's-
Yeah, I'd give a little secrecy up for convenience. Fuck it. I got nothing to hide.
It's a slippery slope. That's I mean that's something that I won't go into today because I mean that you can go on like an entire hour.
I mean,
Jeez,
fucking
right?
books, movies have been made about this. Big Brother.
Oh yeah, 1984.
1984.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you guys have to read that in high school? Like was that like a mandatory book?
No, you know what? Like in high school, I wasn't forced to read anything.
Really?
Yeah, like a lot of people like were forced to read like A Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah.
Or 1984. Nope. I wasn't
Yeah.
forced to read shit, but then again, I was like the worst fucking student ever.
Uh, yeah. We had like 1984 was a big one in English. Like it's part of our
Yeah.
curriculum around here. And I think it's good, right? It brings into light things that at that age you wouldn't necessarily think of.
Yeah, you would never think about that shit.
Yeah, exactly, right? You just kind of expect
1984 is
to
an
be doing
Orwell book,
good
right?
things at that point. Yeah.
Okay.
No, and it's crazy to see how much of that is
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not conspiracy theories, but it's like speculation that Orwell himself was like a time traveler.
Well, I mean, so much science fiction people look at and they go, okay, like are these people, like, did they have some kind of further knowledge where
Yeah.
they knew this shit, or did the science fiction
Just catch
give
up.
inspiration
Yeah.
to these ideas, right? Like science fiction writers are fucking crazy. Like they're super cool to think back at, like the 70s and 80s and stuff, and like particularly the 80s, and to see where some of those ideas were going back then.
Yeah.
And it's like we still haven't developed some of the technology that they were talking about during that time, but we're working our way towards it.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Like, I don't know. This is like a really nerdy question to ask, but do you have a favorite scientist or fucking just, I mean, I guess important scientific figure from the past, like that you idolize? Or I mean, just like the easy answer is Einstein, right?
Right. I don't know. Tesla had some
Yeah,
really cool stuff.
for me,
right?
it's Tesla.
Yeah.
I mean, do you know any of his inventions that we use now other than the AC?
I couldn't name any off the top of my head, but I know that he had a lot of stuff going into energy and just being able to.
That was his cash cow, you know.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of patents that he did, and a lot of things that he designed that were later, because the patent expired or whatever, people bought out. Mostly it was Edison, because Edison was his biggest rival, Thomas Edison.
Yeah.
He created DC current. Tesla perfected the DC current by saying alternating the current, having the current pulsate instead of just having 100,000 volts shoot into your house. That's not safe. So having like a pulse sent in, that alternate current,
Yeah.
it's more effective. You can send it longer range with the same wire, so you don't have to retrofit. It's more effective. Like you use less energy to send out the same amount of energy. He basically said, "Fuck you, Edison. Like, you don't know what you're doing, you fucking peasant." And basically, Edison was bankrolled by the Rockefellers, yeah. So, I mean, he was bankrolled by a lot of powerful people, so they just basically waited him out. Tesla died lonely and poor for the amount of revolutionary technology that we even use still today. He invented radio waves, so radio would not exist without Tesla. He obviously AC current, which we use in every fucking household today. He what the fuck is the name of the engine that he fucking designed?
That wasn't the hydrogen, was it?
No. Fuck, what the fuck is the name of it? Tesla's obviously
Like the Tesla
my
coil?
No. That's just a ludicrous idea.
Oh.
But well, fuck, forget the engine. Fuck, I can't put my name on it right now. It's basically an electromagnet engine. Like they use it in fucking Teslas.
Oh,
I can't think of the name right now, but whatever. He created an engine that we're still using today, and it's still more efficient than people can redesign. Um, fucking,
Well,
but
like the big conspiracy with Tesla was like the reason Edison did so well was because his shit was profitable, right? Whereas Tesla stuff, like it was all about harnessing free energy or like stuff that was so efficient that you couldn't make money off of it. So that's why he didn't, he wasn't as prosperous, right? Because the stuff that he was trying to come out with and come up with, it was just government or industry in general just couldn't take it and charge people for it.
okay, so the Tesla turbine is a bladeless centrifugal flow turbine patented by Nikola Tesla in 1913. It's a bladeless turbine. So, I mean, it's basically using magnets to rotate itself in a plane. So there's no friction, there's no heat. So you're not losing power, making power. I mean, whatever. I'm not a fucking engineer. That doesn't matter. But, I mean, the whole point of like the Tesla coils and like sending free energy to the world, because that's basically what he wanted to do. And this is the
Yeah.
reason why Edison really won the battle. Edison saw that they could monopolize energy with Rockefeller and a lot of other big wig, big money back in the day. They saw that they could monopolize the energy uh, corporation, or I don't really know how to say that. Edison monetized what Nikola Tesla wanted to give away for free.
Yeah, he basically created the industry of
Yeah,
electric energy.
yeah, exactly. So the whole
Yeah.
things with the Tesla coils and all that shit shooting fucking electricity out. What we have today, the modern equivalent of that is Wi-Fi.
Hmm.
So sending electrical signals out through the air, amplified by a server or a certain signal processor, aka your router. It's sending out this electrical currents that can be contacted by a conduit, your phone, your fucking Wi-Fi adapter, and it was more efficient because of the radio frequency shit that he had done before. So I mean, he basically created AM/FM radio. But because he couldn't afford the patents, they outbought his patents, and I mean, they basically stole his ideas.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the main reasons why he died in solitude. He became a hermit, wanted to fuck pigeons, and he lost out in the big race because everyone thought he was crazy. But this motherfucker, like, was so fucking before his time that he seems like he's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's it, right? Like you look back at that kind of stuff. Anyone who was overly intelligent or that sort of thing, they just wrote off as, oh, this is
Crackpot.
witchcraft.
Yeah,
You
yeah, like
burn them at the stake.
the
Yeah,
science
right?
is not tested or whatever.
Yeah.
So in 1915, this motherfucker was trying to fucking create Wi-Fi. Think about that.
Can you imagine? Could you imagine where we would be 100 years later, like now, if we had that kind of technology back then?
Can
Like
you?
we would be so much further ahead right
Yeah,
now.
but I mean, it was all stopped by monopolization.
Yeah.
Can you imagine where we would be as a civilization if there was free energy?
Oh yeah,
Just
like possibilities would be endless,
yeah,
right? It'd be unbelievable.
we would be finding other civilizations already at this point.
Yeah.
Think about how far technology moves in 10 years. Give it 150 years. How far
Yeah.
would we be right now?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the exponential growth on that,
Yeah,
like we
exactly.
would be,
It's crazy.
yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be neat to see. And I mean, I'm sure there's stuff written about it and all that kind of stuff that's like theorizing,
Yeah.
where we would be if we had stuck to some of that. Yeah, I'm sure there's some really interesting science fiction based on that idea. So, I don't know.
And like
Yeah.
that's the reason why fucking Tesla's like one of my favorite scientists. I mean, he's like the most important figure I think in the last 100 years. Fuck Einstein. It's Tesla.
Yeah.
Dude. Einstein figured out how to blow shit up on a fucking mass level. That's badass on another level, but fucking Tesla is a real genius.
Yeah. And he was for the people. I mean,
Yeah,
how can you
exactly.
not love someone like that, right?
I mean, Einstein came here because he was afraid of the Germans.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have Einstein if it wasn't for the Germans. Tesla came here because he wanted. He knew that this was his only chance to make this crazy idea a thing, and they fucked him
Yeah.
for money.
Big time.
When he died, they raided his apartment, and I mean, who knows what kind of shit he didn't release to the public. But I mean,
Oh,
now
I'm
that's
sure
all. That's
there's
all fucking under government classification. That'll never see
yeah.
the light of day. Modern day Da
Or
Vinci.
they'll release it, like 200 years in the
Yeah, when it's
from
obsolete.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah, man, that's crazy. I gotta go pee pee, so let's take a quick break. Rich and Rare. And we're back, and I thought, what other way to lighten the mood than to send my boy a link to Creed Shreds?
I honestly don't have any proper comments for this.
For those of you that are not in the know, there's a video on YouTube. Just type in Creed Shreds, and there's a ton of them at this point. But it was a hot meme back in the day. Somebody went painstakingly out of their way to take footage of Creed performing live and superimposing their own audio over the video. And since everyone shits on Creed anyway, he plays Mark Tremonti's guitar like shit. He plays the drummer's parts like shit. I don't even think there's bass in it, but if there is, he's playing it like shit. And he makes Staph infection. I'm pretty sure he's had more than one. Scott Stapp, he makes him sound like a rambling, incoherent asshole. And for the most part, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how a lot of their early live shows went. But I mean, can you explain it after this being your first encounter with Creed Shreds?
I feel like after watching this, I've got the impression that Creed is the American Nickelback.
Yeah, of course. What do you mean? They were the Nickelback before Nickelback.
Yeah, the original, the OGs.
Yeah, fucking everyone shit on Creed before everyone started shitting on Nickelback. And
Yeah,
once people started shitting on Nickelback, Creed kind of just slid under the radar.
yeah, exactly. Nickelback was a good scapegoat for them.
Yeah, they were like, oh, they finally took the heat off of us. And I'm pretty sure they were like, yeah, fuck you, Nickelback.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what kind of sucks? Like, Creed had some solid shit. I'm not even gonna hate. Creed had some good music.
Yeah, no, I remember because they used to come up on Much Music every once in a while. I liked them as a kid.
Yeah. Without sounding like a hateful asshole, fucking, they had some songs, man.
Yeah.
Everyone closetly liked Creed, and maybe that's why they hated him so much.
Yeah, isn't that a weird thing?
Yeah,
It's like it becomes popular to hate a band for some reason because like a lot of people listen to them and you're kind
yeah,
of like, oh yeah, we're gonna take the piss out of this. And then all of a sudden, like it's not cool to listen to them,
yeah.
and so many people have to like listen to them by themselves, or like they'll like play in front of their girlfriend like 10 years later, and they're like, oh fuck, you like this band? And you're like, yeah. Don't tell my friends though.
Yeah. Don't tell anyone that I
Yeah.
said this. But yeah, fucking Creed had some bangers, dude. With arms wide open under the sunlight. Well, I mean, for me, I grew up in the 90s, so Creed basically just stole Pearl Jam sound.
Oh yeah.
And fucking Eddie Vedder does it better anyway. But imagine if fucking Scott Stapp and Eddie Vedder made like a super group, and they were just like, hell yeah, oh Jeremy, yeah, oh, come on, say yeah. That's basically what the fucking Creed shred video is. I said to say yeah. I fucking love them. So there's Creed shred videos. There's a Kiss shred video, and that one's fucking awesome. I'm a fan of Kiss, but I saw that one and I could never see Kiss in the same light after I saw the Kiss shreds video. There's one of Slipknot. I don't know if you're a Slipknot fan, but
Oh yeah, no, I used
there's
to listen
one.
to a decent amount of Slipknot as a.
There's one of Slipknot,
Oh, that's
and it's
damn.
and that
He's
one's
just doing everybody dirty.
yeah, and that one's fucking sick. Back in the day, there used to be, I don't know if you know who Yngwie Malmsteen is.
No.
Well, he's a big shit in the guitar world. I mean, he's I'm not a guitar player, so I mean I can't speak for every guitar player, but he's one of the greatest guitar players to ever play guitar, right? I mean, he's been around since the fucking early 80s. He's played with fucking everyone. He's a neoclassical genius on guitar, and somebody fucking made him look like a dickhead. uh, I mentioned Dream Theater earlier. Somebody made John Petrucci look like an asshole.
Damn.
They're doing like a rig rundown with John Petrucci, and he's like, "Oh, I don't really know what any of these knobs do, but this one controls the temperature of the sun. I don't really use it, but that's pretty cool." Yeah, just fucking, I love it when people create original content, or like they reuse stuff. Like I like it when people overdub stuff that's already there.
Oh, MXC was the greatest thing to have ever like graced television. I thought that was like one of the best overdubbing ever.
MXC,
MXC, it's like a
MXZ or C?
C as in cat, like the game show, like the Asian
MXC.
game show. It had Guy Lafleur and
Oh yeah,
who were
I
the other
totally
two?
remember this. Yes, this shit was
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
awesome.
it was on Spike TV. You
Yeah,
guys
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
right? Yeah,
Most extreme elimination challenge.
that's it. Yeah, go get eliminated,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And they would just
dude.
make everyone look like fucking idiots.
Yeah, but I'm curious what the original was because I mean it was a pretty like fucking funny show to begin with,
Yeah, there's
just like the shit they were doing like. But yeah, the dubs. Oh man, I thought the dubs were fucking hilarious. Like that was a really good overdub show.
yeah, it was a Mystery Theater 2000, but on a game show, a Japanese game show.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know, this aired on Spike from 2003 to 2007, and they basically repurposed footage from the Japanese game show. Hopefully, I don't mispronounce this. Tekashi's Castle,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
which aired from 1986 to 1990.
Man, it was pretty brutal. Like there was some good bails and carnage in that.
Yeah, there was.
But the characters, man, the characters were so so fucking good.
Yeah, I remember. I remember one. I just thought the challenge was the fucking most ludicrous shit. Like a whole group of people had to run down like the side of a fucking steep hill, and they rolled fucking wheels of cheese after them.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Or there was one where like they rolled fucking humongous like cartoon sized logs down, and people would get fucked up.
Yeah, or when they had to walk across like the tightrope and they'd
Yeah,
shoot them with the cannons.
yeah. Fucking, I don't know if you ever saw the show Wipeout.
Yeah, we had actually one of my instructors from school was on that show.
Yeah, that was
And I
basic.
remember he came back and he was like bruised and beat up, man. Like that show kicked the shit out of him.
It looks like it's a fucking rough time. That's
Yeah.
basically the American equivalent of this show. It's not as zany and it's not as fucking crazy because Japanese people are into some weird shit.
Oh man, they've got such a bizarre sense of humor, but I love it.
Yeah, I mean it's just the culture difference.
Yeah.
They're like so proper, but they're fucked up at the same time.
It's yeah, it's
I remember like one of the challenges is like you have to make it through this indoor fucking I don't know obstacle course I guess, but you have to do it in a handstand
Oh, I
and
don't remember that
and
one.
people I don't think I've ever seen anyone make it. Like it was like their final one. Like you win this one and like you fucking win all of the fucking dicks in the world. But fucking like you also had to be skilled like acrobatically, I guess.
Hmm.
So even if you did make it to the end, if you're just some fat fuck, like you're not gonna win shit. I think it was like they're literally like their hardest fucking obstacle to do, and like you had to do it in a handstand, and like you had to cross like a little moat and shit, like a fake river.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I love the boulder hop one that they had to do, and like they had a whole bunch of like fake rocks. You
yeah,
had to
yeah,
like jump across rocks across the water, and then like one would be fake and it would just sink, and they would just slam themselves on the rock in front of them. And there were so many good ones, man. That was like I could binge watch that show for
yeah. They
hours
should totally
still.
fucking bring this shit back.
Yeah.
Damn, dude, I completely forgot about this shit.
Oh, that's like my I don't know, whenever people talk about like some of the greatest game shows ever
Yeah,
made, that for me is always a
yeah.
standout.
This is a fucking sleeper, man.
Yeah.
You know, this one didn't get the credit it deserved. Yeah, this one was fucking
No,
crazy.
it definitely yeah, exactly. Like just the shit they had people do was pretty nuts. But
Yeah,
yeah, Spike TV really did something with it too. Like they but I'd be curious to watch the original subtitled to see like
yeah.
what the commentary was back
To see
there.
what exactly was actually happening.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm curious.
that's fucking that's crazy, man. I completely forgot about this show. And like that's cool, man, because we were just talking about like things that I guess we remembered and my boy Carhart he's one of my closest friends, a childhood friend, right? I grew up with this guy. I trust this guy with my life, right? He's a brother from another mother, right? I remember one time we were hanging out, and my actual brother, like my blood relative, was here, and he's not the sharpest tool in the box. Uh, but my boy Carhart has a weird, unique talent that I don't think I've ever met anyone else that can do it. But like, if he manipulates his tongue in a certain way, he can shoot excess saliva from his salivatory glands, like a spitting cobra,
Oh,
and like he can do it like on command.
dang.
And I mean, this is not something that you fucking tell everyone in the world, right? But I remember like I would tell him one time we were hanging out in my backyard, and my brother came out and he was like, "Oh, let me hang out with the boys. Let's drink some beers or whatever, right? Let's make men out of you kids." And fucking we were chilling and shit, and I was like, "Hey, spit on my brother, but like don't make it obvious." And he was like, "Okay," and I was like, at the same time, like, there's no way that he could expect that this guy could do that because who the fuck can do that, right?
Right.
So I mean, it was nighttime and it was kind of dark where we were. So he arced it up into the air and like it would come back down and land on my brother, right? At
Oh
at,
my
at
God.
that time, like, it wasn't like a fucking glob of jizz or whatever.
Yeah, no,
It's like
a little spritzer, a
yeah,
mystic.
it like it after a certain distance, it's just a little mist, right? So
Yeah.
like I mean, this dude had accuracy with it, right? So he would arc it. I mean, he was sitting across from a picnic table from us, so he arced it up so that it would like sprinkle down on him, and he did it once, and no reaction from my brother. And like I knew he was doing it, he knew he was doing it, so like we were like kind of giggling in secret. And he did it again, and that's when I noticed my brother noticed it,
Yeah.
and like he didn't like say anything or do anything right away. And then my friend did it a third time, and like I can tell it hit him because like he kind of closed his eyes, he flinched a little bit,
Yeah.
and like when he did that, like I noticed him look up like at the sky. And where we were sitting right underneath a pecan tree that's in my backyard. Like it's got like the most dense foliage. There's no way rain would get through it, right?
Right.
So he like looks up and like he looks dumbfounded. And when he's looking up, like my friend does it again, and, and like he's like, "What the fuck?" Like you can see in his face, like he's fucking confused. He doesn't know what's going on. And
Yeah.
he's like, do you guys feel rain?" And like I'm holding back laughter because I know what's going on. And my friend's like, I think I do. Like I felt something on my arm earlier, but I thought it was just
Oh.
me. And he does it again, and like I think he did it more direct. Like it hit my brother like straight on. So like
Yeah.
he like flinched a little bit. He was like, "Huh, fuck. I'm gonna go inside, man. I don't want to get wet." And he goes inside. He gets up from the table. He goes inside, and as soon as he closes the door, we start fucking cracking up, dude. And I was having a cigar before we started recording, and I was sitting in the general area, and I sent him a text. I was like, "Hey man, you remember when you fucking spit on my brother?" And he was all confused as to what the fuck was going on. And he's like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Dude, that shit was fucking classic." And he's like, "Did he ever find out what it was?" I was like, "No. How the fuck is he gonna figure that out?" So,
Damn.
so that shit was fucking hilarious.
Is your brother listen to the podcast?
I doubt it. But if he
You should
does,
send us the link.
Roland, it
Whoop his
wasn't
ass.
it wasn't raining that day. Now this motherfucker can't whoop my ass anymore. Them days are gone, boy.
There you go. You're in the clear.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I grew up with three older brothers in one house, and I was the
Oh,
baby. Oof, oof.
yeah.
Yeah, I got the short end of that stick.
You popped up pretty quick.
They were all fucking in the prime of adolescence. Them fucking that testosterone was pumping, and yeah, I got fucked a lot. My oldest brother's in the military, and he wasn't there when I grew up. So when he came back from deployment from overseas and serving and shit, shout out to my veterans. Thank you for your service. I appreciate it. Fucking, he would come like with fucking handcuffs and like all his military gear and shit. And he would always fuck with me, dude. He would always fucking hog tie me. And like
Yeah.
since I was smaller than him and like he's military trained, he knew how to like use leverage and shit against me. So dude, he would fuck with me the most because he didn't grow up fucking with me. And
Right. Yeah. Years to make up.
yeah, basically that's why he went so hard on me, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, just the fact that he's a service member, like I honestly never fought back because like it's just ingrained in me to respect people that join the military. Like you don't have to, but if you choose willingly, like you're more of a man than I'll ever be because I could never do that. And fucking yeah, one year I felt like I was already I'm physically taller and bigger than all of my siblings. And one year he was like, "Hey, you better run your fat ass, cause I'm gonna do some shit to you that I haven't done ever. Like you're in a world of pain if you don't start running." And I was like, "Shit, this is my house." He's like, "I'm gonna give you 5 seconds." And I was like, "Oh shit, he's not fucking around." So I took off running. Right, I went into my front. I went out in my front porch, and it's tile, and it was raining that day. I was barefoot, and he was wearing some fucking stupid ass slick shoes or whatever.
Right.
And he went. He gave me 5 seconds. I went outside. I didn't know where to go. I was kind of panicking, right? Like, what the fuck can he do? Fucking. He comes chasing me outside. We run around some trees and fucking. I'm giving the old whoop-de wop for a good minute. But fucking he closes in on me and he like grabs me by the collar of the shirt, and I step onto the tile since I'm barefoot. Like I have better.
Like footing.
I have better footing, right? Because I can feel when I'm gonna slip.
Yeah.
And he's wearing like these slick ass boots, or I don't remember what the fuck he was wearing. And fucking he slips, and he slips since he's holding on to me. I'm pulling him forward. He slips and he does the splits.
Oh.
Yeah, and he does the splits fast, right? Because I'm pulling him forward. And he does a split, and he lets me go, and he's like, oh, fuck. And he's like laying on the ground, fucking thriving in pain, right? And I get up in his face, and I'm like, are you gonna fucking chase me now, boy? Like I'm start talking shit to him, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you can't chase me now, can you, huh? And like I'm like, here. Because I know what it's like. I pick him up and like I help him walk inside and sit him on the couch and shit. And ever since then, he stopped fucking with me.
Nice.
But yeah, like when he slipped and he got stuck there, I was like, "Oh, you ain't gonna chase me now, are you, boy?" And I guess ever since then, he was like, "All right, fuck, you're too big, little bro. You're the big little bro now."
Yeah. Damn.
But yeah, that's what happened. I guess that's why I'm so hard and callous. But fucking
I guess it happens when you get shit on growing up.
yeah, that's what happens when you're the baby and under five older siblings.
Damn.
I'm surprised I'm not a fucking serial killer, to be honest.
Hey, you got lots of time.
Nah. By the time I snap, I'll be too old to do anything efficiently. But yeah, fucking my sister, like the one that I grew up with, because all the other ones were already older. I didn't really grow up with them, but the one that I grew up with, she's 2 years older than me. And boy, did she fucking do a number on me, man. Psychologically.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll save that for another time because we're already over time here, and I know you're tired because you did some white boy shit. So I guess is there anything you want to close out with?
No.
Well, I appreciate.
I think we got a good.
Yeah, we're at almost an hour and 15, so that's more than enough.
Yeah.
When I'm by myself, I like to do 30 minutes because I don't want to ramble and just have a bunch of but, because that's not interesting to listen to. But when I have a guest or many guests, I like to go for an hour. I appreciate you, those that stuck around through this hour. I know we're kind of everywhere with today's episode, but that's what makes it interesting, right? Why the fuck are we gonna stay stagnant and stick on one topic the whole time? That shit's boring.
Yeah, exactly.
For those of you that don't know, you can find this podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Podcast Store. You can go to the website hangingheavy.podbean.com. You can download the Podbean app, which makes listening to this podcast so much easier. You get automatically updated when I post something, when I add a new episode. You automatically get notified. You can like, comment, share, subscribe. You can share videos on your social media. Hopefully somebody will do that for me. Or you can go to YouTube and in the search bar type in Hanging Heavy Podcast and you'll find every episode. I've been joined by my esteemed colleague and my Rocket League duo partner, the White Carlton. I appreciate your time. I appreciate the effort. Much love.
Hey,
And
yeah,
rich and rare.
Rachel.
This is Hanging Heavy.